Well, that made me feel like I was being treated like a criminal, because I was treated like a criminal, like someone who was a danger to society that had to be escorted, because if I was left alone, I might terrorise people.
I don't think it's good enough that any of our children are locked up and dehumanised in that way.
And no one was communicating with me, and that was the worst part, is not knowing why I was there or how long I was going to be there. That was horrible.
Love you.
I love you too.
Megan Stapleton, back home and back with her mum.
When I'd be like, look, I've been unfairly locked up, I need to make a phone call, they're like, that's not our problem, you're just another inmate. And that's how I was treated, as just another inmate, just like any other criminal in that jail.
The young tourist was finally free today, deported after spending 2 weeks behind bars in a US jail.
And they led me down a few hallways and just standing there, locked the door behind me. I was just like, what the hell? And I was put in the back of a, inmate bus with male and female inmates, all handcuffed to the seat. And then you get to the jail, they strip search you, they take everything off you, full strip search. They put you in prison pyjamas and they lock the door behind you. See you later.
Megan says US immigration officials accused her of not having a current visa, even though she claims they'd already extended her stay.
I'm not a criminal. I've never been arrested in my life.
Have you done anything at all to warrant being detained?
No. No, nothing at all. I was a tourist travelling in America. I had a current visa and a ticket out of the country.
How would you describe how you were treated?
Like I got ripped off quite badly. I kept on saying that over and over again. I have a visa, I have a visa, I have a visa. Let me out.
So she's not been a drug runner?
She's not a drug runner.
She's not a gun runner?
She's not a gun runner. She is not a terrorist.
Welcome home, honey. Australia.
I'm very relieved, very happy that she's safe and sound. We want young people, we want everybody to be able to travel around the world without fear.
Megan's mother, Antoinette, says her daughter's been the victim of overzealous US security in the wake of September 11.
I think it's been disgusting. I think it's disgusting that anybody puts any of our young people through that unless they are a danger to society. And she's clearly not a danger to society.
This is my darling little girl.
Sonia, welcome home.
As Megan was being detained over those 2 weeks, back home the campaign to free her was being led by Open Family youth worker Les Twentyman.
Very happy that a young person's back where she belongs in her country and with her family.
You know what I did for New Year's? I mopped the floor. And then they turned the lights out at 11 o'clock. And then at 12 o'clock a guard came by and went, bang! New Year! With a baton on the door. I know it's they've got a lot to deal with. It's this big system they've got to try run efficiently, and they've just got to realise that, yes, mistakes do sometimes happen, and that's okay, but they should be honest and own up to their mistakes and not punish innocent people.
You had a lot of support out there. What would you like to say?
I was going to say thanks to everybody that helped get me out of jail. So I'd still be there rotting now, eating bad food. Yeah, thanks to everybody.
The mother of an Australian woman detained in the United States has been joined by rock singer Angry Anderson in appealing to the US consulate in Sydney for her immediate release. 20-year-old Megan Stapleton has been held in a Texas jail for 2 weeks after overstaying her visa.
I want our government to put pressure on the US Immigration Service to allow my daughter to be released into my custody.
Megan could be kept in jail for up to 3 months. The 20-year-old Australian student jailed in America for overstaying her visa arrived home in Sydney this morning. In a bizarre display, Megan Stapleton and several friends charged the waiting media while leaving the terminal.
Off my bag!
Megan's mother is now threatening to take legal action.
I just want some action here. I would just like our government to pressure the US so we can get my daughter released.
As the days have progressed and now getting into the weeks, it's quite frightening.
Antoinette Stapleton is a mum on a mission to get her daughter back home.
I am too scared to think of the consequences of a young woman in jail, especially now I know it's a notorious jail.
Last week, A Current Affair reported how 20-year-old Megan was being detained in a Texas jail after overstaying her 3-month tourist visa by just 2 days.
Been a drug runner?
She's not a drug runner.
She's not a gun runner?
She's not a gun runner. She is not a terrorist.
She's been treated just outrageously. You know, it's very inhumane.
Open Family youth worker Les Twentyman is helping Antoinette in her fight to free Megan.
She's a young girl who's gone off to have a holiday and see the world, study her greatest interests, which are movies, and she's found herself in a horror movie.
As Antoinette still waits to hear from Megan, our Foreign Affairs officials are visiting her behind bars, hoping they can persuade US authorities to deport her ASAP.
There is no avenue for me, as the mother of a child who they have imprisoned, to get any information or to talk to her. There's just no avenues whatsoever, so their treatment is total disrespect of another human being to my mind.